Hi guys. This is Grow with Matt. Today, I talk about 100 public speaking tips. Part 6. Come on, let's go to video. Tips 51 to 60. Tips 51. Being nervous is normal. Don't be too worried about being nervous, since it is perfectly normal. In fact, even some of the most experienced public speakers still feel their legs trembling prior to giving their speeches. What makes them look like they do not fear being in front of people is their confidence. When you are confident, you will be able to overcome your nervousness and become more comfortable in the latter part of your speech. Tips 52. Don't let certain things distract you. When you are speaking in front of a large crowd, there is always a possibility for certain things to distract you. Some of which would include certain individuals standing up while you are talking, or latecomers opening the doors. Keep in mind that these things will only become your distractions if you let them. Tips 53. Preventing people from looking outside the windows. If your presentation is going to be at a small room, where a certain number of participants are seated in front of you, you don't want them to constantly look outside the windows and miss out important points from your speech. To prevent this, you can make sure to close the blinds just before starting your piece. Aside from preventing people looking outside, you can also minimize distractions by not having to see other individuals looking from outside. Tips 54. Sort out any problems beforehand. Whenever there are problems in the venue, it is best if you sort them days before the event. Thus, it is best if you can visit the venue to thoroughly check it days before your speech. If that is not possible, then be there an hour prior to the start of the program, so that you can fix any issues immediately. Tips 55. Don't forget to check the sound system. Speaking in front of a large crowd can be frustrating, if you know that some people seated at the back are not able to hear you well. Thus, make sure that the venue can offer a good sound system. Aside from having adequate volume, the sound should also be in good quality, so that people would be able to understand you perfectly. Tips 56. Words you should always remember. Some of the words you should always remember and tell yourself would include prepared, poised, powerful, persuasive, commanding, composed, and confident. When you do this, you would eventually feel that you can deliver a great speech. Aside from that, it can also make your audience see that you are a person that can be described by the words mentioned on top. Tips 57. What not to do when unprepared. If you have not been able to prepare yourself for the presentation, one of the things that you should not do is to apologize. This should not be done, since it will make you feel less confident. Aside from that, people may not want to listen to you, since they won't be expecting much from your presentation. Tips 58. Take full advantage of your notepads or index cards. There may be times when you get stuck on what subtopic you want to explain next. To prevent this from happening, you should take advantage of your index cards, and write down your opening phrases in bold letters on top of them. By doing that, you won't have to deal with a long pause, since you can simply read them out and continue from there. Tips 59. Become more familiar of the visual equipment you would be using. If you are simply going to borrow a projector or any kind of visual equipment at the venue, then you should familiarize yourself in operating it. You don't want to get your presentation delayed, just because you don't know how to turn to the next page, or to return back to a previous one. Therefore, spend some time with it prior to your presentation, so that you would know how to operate it perfectly. Tips 60. Avoid technical jargons. When your presentation is technical in nature, you may get tempted in using technical terms for it. However, you should consider the possibility that some of the people in your audience may not understand them. Thus, it is best to make use of simple terms, so that you can ensure that all of them would know what you are talking about. Thank you so much for watching this video. For more videos, please like, share, subscribe and click the bell button. Have a wonderful day.